All right, this is the video where we make this little cotton Santa, okay? He is super cool and apparently a really great cat toy. I just repaired him again. Our cat thinks he's a wonderful toy, but he is the example that I have right now. And let's make another one. I'm actually going to make one in this video so that I've got another example, and so you can watch me do that. So we'll set him there. In the kit, the Santa kit, you get patterns for his costume. Let's go ahead and open up a Santa kit. So here's a Santa kit, and let's find out what's inside. Again, I'm not going to use these materials. I'm going to use other ones, but you get this piece of cardboard, piece of floral wire, cotton, your patterns, a selection of Santa heads on paper, scrap, that's your scrap. In this bag, there's some goose biots. There's a couple options for belts. There's these little seed beads. There's some floral tape. And then you also get a couple of chenilles or white pipe cleaners. That's your materials list. Now, things that you need, maybe some sewing pins to put your pattern on your fabric, although it doesn't have to be super, super exact. I wouldn't worry too much about that, but if you want to be, make it exactly perfect. This is a pattern that I made, so it certainly could be improved. Oh, I didn't put this back in the kit. So you want to lay out, first you want to lay out your cotton batting. That's what this is cotton batting. It's, you can get it at the fabric store in the quilting department. It's not that fuzzy kind of polyfill batting. It's cotton, and it's almost like a blanket itself. It's intended to be put inside of a quilt. But the fabric is great. It's strong, and it's soft. If your cat gets involved, it does get dirty. But our Santa's in white. And the other exciting thing about this Santa is that he has a goose feather tree, and we are going to make him a little tree out of a goose feather biot. This is a black one on this example. I'm going to make another example with the green dyed, a green dyed biot, because that's what's in the kit. In the kit, you get the option of green or pink. But I know at like Michael's and Joann's, they have the black ones if you really like that black tree. Let's start by cutting out these pattern pieces, laying them out on your fabric, and then cutting out the pieces. I, of course, did that ahead of time. So I've got 4 of these, which are sleeves and pant legs, okay? These are arms and legs. I actually just need 2 of them. I cut 3. This is the cape, this is a hood, and this is Santa's coat, the body of the coat, okay? So you've got those pieces. You have this long cardboard thumb. This is actually his body. And let's start there, actually. So you got all your pieces. You've got your body. Take 1 white chenille and cut it in half. The wire's light enough in these you can use scissors, but you might not want to dull your scissors. These are going to be his arms. We're going to cut this one in half again. And those are going to be his legs. I'm going to put them about this far up, we don't need great big long legs. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and hot glue those onto my body form. Okay. I'm being super gentle because I use a super high temperature glue gun. And then on the back, I think I'm going to put his arms about right there. Okay. Now, let's let that dry and we'll talk about this next step real quick. These we're going to wrap our arms and legs with. I paint them black. You could paint this black beforehand. You could dye this black beforehand if that makes it easier for you. Another thing I'm thinking is it might be easier to wrap it before you glue it on here, but that isn't what I did. So I'm going to go back to the white glue. And I'm going to run white glue along here. And I'm going to attach that. Then I'm going to wrap, maybe 2 or 3 times, right? Before I think of, wow, do I need to put just a little bit more glue in there? You don't want to over glue, but you want to make sure that they're glued down, okay? I'm going to cut that off. Put some more glue, and then kind of spin these into the glue, okay? And don't worry if that gets dirty because remember, we're going to paint it black. Oops, there's a hair in there. Okay. And because of the way I did this, I didn't get all the way covered on my pipe cleaner or my chenille. I could snip that off or I could just leave it because I'm going to paint it black. I think it's fine. I'm going to do the same thing to the legs. I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half. And I'm probably not going to need as much because I'm only going to do the bottom parts on these. But if you want him to have really fat legs, you could use it all. This cotton does get dirty, so keeping your hands clean through this process is a really good idea. If you need to stop and wash your hands and get the glue off and stuff so you don't put, those are great scissors. Don't put marks on your cotton, that's probably a good idea. It looks like I have a little cat hair involved in mine too. That's just part of things that come out of my house. Okay, so he's got arms and legs. Let's give him a coat. this is the piece as you cut it out from the pattern, and you're going to fold it in half. If you notice, it indicates on the pattern that you are going to fold that piece in half. All right, this is his coat. We're going to go right under where we put the arms, okay? And I'm going to use a little hot glue to start, but I'm not going to finish with it. And we're going to try to create some bulk here. So we're going to wrap and wrap and wrap. And you might want to check where your starting point is, because ideally, I'd really love to have that seam be right in the middle. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to fold it over. I'm going to do like if it was a little French hem. Okay, and I'm going to use the white glue here. Now that you might want to put a little weight on, or somehow clamp it. I didn't cut this out straight when I cut this pattern out, so I'm going to cut that little edge off so he's there. There. Great. And let that dry. And honestly, the tacky glue really does hold this cotton really well, so that's what that part looks like. Next, I'm going to put, well, you know what I'm going to do next? Again, let's go back to our pattern. You'll see on the hood, let me see if I can get this in here. It shows that you're going to glue these two pieces, or these two sides together. That's what I'm going to do now. Line those up, match those up. And now, well, I should have done this before I did that. So here, you're learning from me, from my mistake now. I'm going to put a little glue here, and I'm going to create just a tiny little hem. You don't have to do that, but I think it makes it look a little more finished. All right, so then we'll set that aside to dry. These pieces, this one I've already glued a hem on, okay? These go on the arms and their sleeves, okay? Now remember, if you did this properly, you painted these arms black, so he's got a little black mitten then sticking out of a sleeve. Let's put these on real quick. Now you have 4 pieces like that. And the reason you have 4 pieces like that is if your legs are long enough, you could do pant legs like this. I didn't on this one, and I don't think I'm going to on this one. I tend to to not give him long enough legs to really justify needing that. So I just have his boots sticking out of his coat. And I'm fine with that. If you want, though, there's enough fabric to make pant legs. And my Santa is without his black mittens because I did not paint them. But I do think that looks good. This one's got a little extra in the mitten department, and I kind of like that because then you can just sort of, you know, remember you've got a chenille there. You can fold it over and bend it, just make it look like a little hand. There we go. All right, our hood's drying. The cape, very obviously, goes around like this. And then you bring it in, line it up, and then again with the white glue. You could use hot glue on the whole thing, but honestly, with as fast as tacky glue or even Elmer's glue dries on this cotton, it's just so much nicer, and it's gonna, I don't know. I like the white glue better for putting this together. So there's my body with my cape. I do 3 dots on the hood, 1 on each corner. There, the back, and there. I'm going to put that on the head. Okay, boom. Whoops, get the back one. Okay, great. The back looks like that. It's got a little hood. Now, this is the face of this example. And then I put some other options in there. I'm going to actually cut out this guy. These are, what you got in the kit are high DPI photocopies on cardstock from some German scrap and other sources that I had. That's great. This I do use hot glue. I'm going to stick a little bit just on the top of his head, and I'm going to get him inside there. Okay, so now he's got a head or a face, and then you tuck the hood in however you like. So there's that. He is almost finished. There's a couple, like I said, there's a couple options in there if you want to put a belt on him. There's some ribbon. You can use any ribbon that you want. Maybe you want to use, I didn't put any black in there, so maybe you have a black ribbon you want to make the belt with, and that's fine. So that is how you make this guy. Put a belt on him. Now, he needs to hold a tree. I'm going to show you how to make a feather tree. And this is a Victorian, you know, feather trees occurred or were invented in Germany in or before the Victorian time. There was a concern in Germany that the forests were being depleted. And so there was a ban on having a tree cut down for a Christmas tree. So some clever person, I really don't know the history well enough to tell you who it was, figured out that you could take goose feathers. This is a wing feather of a goose. It's split down the center, so it's called a biot. It's called a goose biot. And then, you know, when you fold it out like this, let's see if we're getting a good, yeah. Then it does that. If you've ever tied flies, that's kind of the same principle. So you need to have some floral tape. There's some in your kit. This floral wire that you have already is wrapped with floral tape. I'm going to do another wrap, okay, just to give it some thickness. I'm not going to make a super big tree, so obviously the Santa's not very big. He can't carry much more than a little table tree. But I think that makes him really special to have that feather tree. All right. Now, I've got tape wrapped on my wire. I'm going to take the bie out. Now, this is going to seem backwards. Here's the end that came out of the ribbon. You saw me just take it out, right? You would think we'd start doing it like this, but no. It's almost like you extend the wire. So you put it on, gosh, I gotta look at my, all right, so you put it on extending out like that, okay? And then you're gonna take floral tape. Floral tape, if you haven't used it before, has glue in it, and the glue is activated when you stretch the tape out. So I'm gonna tape on this. Make sure it's really secure. Now what I have is a piece of floral wire with the end of a feather. So now it's almost like I made a cat toy, right? I made the feather go out this way. I'm going to take, you've got this in your kit as well. There's little silver beads. This is not a necessary part of the tree. I think it looks nice and it makes it look more authentic. Little beads like this were put on the ends of all the branches because they're wire so that people wouldn't poke themselves, right? So I'm going to put this little bead on here, again with floral tape. Oh, let's get in the picture, Brad. And you can, these are something you can find at craft store. They're hard to find at like Joann's or Michael's unless it's Christmas, but if you're in Lakewood, you can go to Thompson's. They have this stuff all the time. All right, now I've got to watch my camera so I make sure I show you this correctly. See what I got? I'm going to take this, look how that opens up. And I'm going to spin my wire as I bring the feather down. You see? It looks super easy because it is, but I will tell you the first couple of times it's a little tricky, okay? And if you lose your grip on the feather, don't worry, you can start over, okay? Bring my floral tape in one more time and wrap that up there. Okay, and then fluff my feathers a little bit. I'm going to nip my wire right here. Squeeze my floral tape, make sure it's secure because that's what's holding all this together. Now, my Santa has chenille or pipe cleaner arms, so they're bendable and they stay bent. So I can bend his arm a little bit. I can put a dot of glue. I'm going to use hot glue with this. And I can stick this in his arm. And he's got a tree. Right? The only thing we didn't do was give him a belt. So just for the sake of the video, I'm going to cut another piece of floral tape. I'm going to give him a green belt just so he looks finished. And that's how you make the cotton batting Santa. Paint these guys black, and then you can make them look like boots. See? All right, have fun.